Good evening, Blues, and welcome back to another episode of the Andy's Man Club Mersey Blue podcast. So, with me tonight, as always, is my pal and co-host, Carl. How are you, lad?
Bit of a shit show yesterday, but in general, I'm getting there. Would have been a lot better not having to watch the second half of that last night, but...
Absolutely, mate, yeah. We haven't got Mark with us tonight. He's somewhere, I think he's in Honolulu, on a boat. So, Mark, we're thinking of you, as always, mate. And while we're doing shout-outs, I want to mention a pal of mine and a friend of the podcast. I want to give him a little shout-out. Christian Darricott. The name may sound familiar. He is the son of Everton legend Terry. Nice fella. He's a fellow YouTuber. He started a Everton channel. And he's only small at the minute. It's called In the Blue Corner. In the Blue Corner, guys. Go and help a fellow Blue out. Drop by, say hello, tell them Nick and Carl from Mersey Blue sent you. Okay, so let's get on to Sunderland Everton. So the Jordan Pickford Mackem derby. This is a game I always look forward to. There's a special link between the two clubs. Little Bradley Lowry, of course. The little kid, I think it was cancer that he passed of, and Jordan Pickford was quite close to him, along with like a few of the Sunderland players. I think it was Jermaine Defoe, and a few of the Everton players as well. So, just sparing a little moment there for Bradley Lowry and, of course, any other kids who were affected by the childhood cancers. Okay, so let's get started then, guys. Okay, so 4-2-3-1. JP between the pipes. Jacob Bryan right back, Tarkowski, Michael Keane and Mikolenko make up the defence. A Garner guy, Jimmy Garner in the middle, and then KDH, Ilian Njai, and Jack Grealish, and Njai and Grealish on the wings, of course, all backing up Thierry Barry, who got the start in ahead of the highly ineffective Beto. More of that later. So, yeah, we had, I thought, a really great start. I think it was the first 10 seconds. Jimmy Garner, he got played in by Barry. And he had a shot on the edge of the area which just screamed just wide. And I thought, this could be all right. I know it sounds silly to like a shot early doors, but I got that real feeling. And then quarter hour mark, we got the reward that we deserved. Absolutely fantastic goal from Ilian Njai. Just gets the ball. He runs along the front of the penalty area. Guys here, guys there, guys everywhere. He just looks up and just cracks a left footer into the net for a well-deserved Everton lead. To be honest, opened up the first 15 minutes. In fact, the first half hour, to be truthful, going on to that more, looked really good. So that was 1-0 Everton. 7 minutes later, and Jackie G manages to hit the post. So we come really, really close to doubling the lead. And then the chance that everyone's been talking about, I'm sure Carl's going to touch on as well in a minute, a golden chance to score for Thierry Barry, and it's not going right for this kid, and I don't know why. Jackie G just crosses the ball, sticks it up the back post, and he just puts it wide. I'm being kind to him now. I did scream, how the fuck did you miss that? I'll be honest, and I'm still unsure even now as to how he did. And then the game turned then for me. Like, Sunderland got right back into it in the last 15 minutes of the half. They were giving it some. They really were. These aren't a useless side. They'd gone up to second if they'd won last night. We held out with 3 massive interventions, and I'm going to mention him and I'm going to praise him, from Michael Keane. He really did have, in my opinion, a good night last night. He got in the way of most things, and he done really, really well. Half-time, Sunderland 0, Everton 1. Carl, do you want to elaborate, mate? Give us your thoughts.
Right, first 30 minutes, I thought we bossed it. Unbelievable. So, before we scored the first goal, I thought we're going to go on and convincingly beat these, and they're one of the form teams in the Premier League at the minute, having just beat Chelsea. So I thought, when the way we started, passed it around, as you say, after a few seconds, Jimmy Garner went close after a pass from Barry. Jack, again, didn't have his best night overall, but, he had the chance early on at the post. I mean, it looked as though, from my angle, it looked as though it was going to probably go wide anyway. But it was going sort of away from the post, but it went straight to the post. So I don't think it was ever going to go in. But, it's supposed it's excitement, isn't it? We think you're going to go on here and, make a convincing win. Early in Jai's goal, he was absolutely, but how he pirouetted through that defence, it was like the Red Sea parted and it just opened up for him. Bang, corker of a goal, 1-0. And at that point, I thought, happy days, here we go. We're going to beat these 2 or 3-0, one of the form teams. And then going into the weekend's game, we'll be right up on their tail. In fact, we'll probably, if we'd have won last night and again Saturday, we'd be on the same point, 17. Then you could be coming onto the Barry's chance. And as you say, I can't believe how he missed it is only a cat now knows. I think, obviously, as it came to him, I think it was a cross from Jack Grealish. I think he must have tried to put more power into the ball. And everybody knows who can play football or even follow football to a decent level. Knows that if you're going to put power through the ball, it's going to go one way and that's up in the air. Not keep it down. If he'd probably just put his foot there and let it hit him and then try to side foot it in, it would have been kept low into the net, no power, and 1-0, and he gets off the mark. Everybody's buzzing with 2-0 up. And at that point, I couldn't have seen anybody getting him. A few nasty tackles after that from Sunderland in the first half. I think one of their midfield players, I think he ended up getting booked. It was a nasty tackle on Grealish. I can't remember whether that was in the first half or the second. It was almost a leg breaker. I think Moyes said afterwards, he's broken both of his legs. And he said that if that connected in the wrong way, a bit unfortunate, then it would have been a nasty, nasty injury. So half time, I was like, we'd let it go the last 10 minutes of the first half. Because I was happy with 1-0, but we needed early in the second half to get the second goal. And we all know what happened then.
Yeah, we do. On that happy note, let's take a break and go to our sponsors, the amazing Andy's Man Club. Life is hard, and we all have bad days. There are times when we feel we can't cope. This is the time we need to reach out and talk to someone. Andy's Man Club offers local support groups nationwide, running every Monday from 7 p.m, except on bank holidays. In these groups, men can open up about the issues affecting their lives in a safe, non-judgmental environment. Our clubs are designed to be free of pressure. There is no obligation for men to speak, they can simply listen if they wish. Find us today at www.andysmanclub.co.uk. Help one guy, save one life. Andy's Man Club, it's good to talk. Welcome back, Blues. So that was a word from our sponsor, the amazing Andy's Man Club. Remember, boys, it's always good to talk. Okay, so second half, Sunderland, in my opinion, they come out blazing. They were right up for it. I don't know what got said in the dressing room at half time, but it was obviously more effective than what got said in ours. A minute in, 46th minute, Granit Xhaka, edge of the area, hits a shot. It was quite lucky, to be fair, because I think it come off Tarkovsky's left boot. Whether Pickford would have had it covered or not, I don't know, but it was the obvious deflection took it over Pickford and into the back of the net. 1-1, all level. A few minutes later, 49 minutes, massive save from Jordan Pickford. Lefay took a shot. Again, another deflection. It looked to me, in that second, the time slowed down like the Matrix and the ball was going over Pickford, and I don't know how he done it, but he got his hand up and he just poured the ball away. He just caught it and parried it out. So that could have been curtains there. And then just on the hour, we saw a rather bizarre substitution. Thierry Barry got pulled, and on come Beto. Carl and I both spoke off air about it. I'm sure Carl's going to elaborate more on it in a minute. I don't yet the chance he didn't score, but I don't see a lot else the kid done wrong. And for the rest of the match, Beto was shite. So I'm not sure where Moyes was coming from with that. So Sunderland get right back into their stride, attack after attack, and they were putting some real pressure on Everton, to be fair. And then a little moment of worry, but it doesn't appear that bad today. Ilian Njai got took off, injured. I've heard today it was a cramp, and I really, really hope that was the case. And we brought on McNeil. I'd have rather had 10 men, to be fair. He was absolutely shit poor. And again, I know Carl's going to touch upon that there later. Sunderland kept coming. We had a penalty shout after 75 minutes. Ball gets hit, and it hits Michael Keane's arm. It went to VAR, and for a split second, like everyone, I thought, here we go. But you know what? It actually wasn't given. Common sense for the first time this season probably prevailed. His arm was in a position where he was trying to pull it back, but that said, was it lead to Tarky? But anyway, so we got the rub of the green there. And then a late substitution. O'Brien and Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who didn't do an awful lot to be fair, were replaced by Charlie Alcaraz and Timmy Inabunam. We had a couple of late chances. Mikolenko hit one from outside the area. That got well saved. And then the most bizarre one, I think 90+3, we had a 2-on-1 situation with Alcaraz running into the box, and he just got snuffed out by the defence. If he'd have done something a few seconds earlier, he might have had a chance on goal, but I'm not going to blame him. Yeah, Carl, what do you think?
I don't know what was said at half time, but they came out bang 40 seconds into the second half, and he's 1-1. Their best player probably overall. Jacker, he had to be in the fucking score, didn't he? I don't think there was much you could have done about it. I mean, I think we were still in the dressing room after our defence because it felt so 1-1. Then you thought they were right in it. It was a 60 minutes, as you say, when Njai went off. I thought, oh my god, that was our most creative player. And I thought if he was out injured for a long time, as you say, touch wood, looks as though he's going to be okay. To bring Dwight McNeil on, I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? He's the biggest bag of shite that there is. And the minute if Forest want to buy him, if fucking Dyche wants him back in at Forest, come January, fucking get the deal done now. So, because I don't want him anywhere near the club. Why he didn't bring Tyler Dibblin on, I don't know. He clearly there's an issue with Moyes and young players. I've seen it floated around today that maybe he's on a bit of thin ice there with certainly with supporters, some thinking he just can't manage these young players. And the likes of Barry, he's not getting anything out of it at all. The likes of Dibblin, he's not even getting in on the pitch when you're getting Dwight McNeil. But yeah, he's done all right in past, but he's never been a prolific goal scorer. You've got this young prodigy that we're talking about 100 million before we signed him. I think it was about a year ago. He was, I think with United for 100 million, and yet he can't even get in our first team. So I think that's ridiculous. I say the second half, they were by far dominant. They had a couple of chances, and they could have gone on and scored at least another goal or two. Later on, as you say, Beto came on for Barry, and he did absolutely fuck all. At least Barry had the chance, which he missed, I know, and we've already spoken about that. But he got into that position. Beto didn't even have a shot on goal, I don't think, while he was on. So what's the point? I mean, surely this kid who got no confidence at the minute anyway, you'd think, just keep him on for 90 minutes. Let him try and work it out. Because dragging someone off after 60 minutes is not going to do his confidence any good. He's missed this chance. He wants another chance to try and, do better and try. I've got over that. Another chance might come late in the second half, and we go on and seek the win. But he dragged him off after 60 minutes, which is bizarre. We came into it a little bit more after about 70, 75 minutes, but I think in truth, it was a lucky point. I was hoping for 3 after 30 minutes. By the end, I was relieved that we got a point away from home. So other than that, it was a bit of a shit show, really. I'd say Alcaraz came on with few minutes to go. He had that chance right at the end. He would have early on, late last season. I think it was against Newcastle. He buried, we won 1-0, and he buried a chance. He should have been more. Again, if he'd have been on a bit earlier, maybe he'd have been more into the game, and he would have took his chance. So again, that's down to Moyes and his late substitutions. A bit of a shit show. Happy with a point. I think we'd said last week, I'm not sure if it was live on the pod or whether it was in between or before or after, but we'd said we'd take, we need at least 4 from 6. Now Saturday, it's to Hill Dickinson. We've got to win it against Fulham. They'll be lowest in the table. I think a point or 2. If they beat us, they'll go above us. So it's vital we get that gap and then get a bit of a run now, because then we've got the international break and Man United straight after, who are on a bit of form. So we don't want to be going into that game having lost to others too. No, it'll be 1 point out of 4 if we lose to Fulham on Saturday, which will not be a good look. And as you say, TF, the Freakins, nearly stuck with the tongue there. I was going to say something else. Yeah, the Freakins might look at it because we know with Roman and stuff, they're in a habit of, if you're not doing well, they'll get rid of you. They don't care. So we'll see how it goes in the summer, in January. Obviously, we do need another striker. There's links to Gabriel Jesus and Ivan Toney and a few others. We just need a proven goal scorer that's going to help Barry fucking drop Besso to where he's non-existent, because he is basically, when he came on for the last 30 minutes plus yesterday, he was non-existent. We move on.
Yeah, I can't find anything to argue with there, mate. I'm in total agreement. Just closing. It was definitely a game of two halves. We should have been out of sight after half an hour, but we weren't. The old thing, like you've mentioned there, so I'm not going to go on too much about lack of a striker, undone us. Shocking miss from Thierry Barry. Jackie G at the post, the Jimmy Garner chance early doors. That could have been 3-4, but do you know what? We didn't deserve it. I don't think Sunderland were the better side. The second half certainly belonged to them. I think solid defending from Everton, and particularly I'm going to call him out again, Michael Keane last night. And that big save from JP certainly kept that point within tact. Hard win against a solid team, I thought. Like I said, like you, mate, had to tuck the point before kick-off. I'm going to leave it on two things. Dwight McNeil was fucking useless, honest to God. Just absolutely useless. I don't know what Diblin has done or hasn't done to have not got on, because that kid must be fucking heartbroken if he sees a dinosaur like McNeil come on who doesn't do anything ahead of him. But I'm not David Moyes. Like a lot of Blues, I'm starting to the feel-good factor's gone now. It's starting to feel like the old Everton run-of-the-mill, and it shouldn't do, because we've got a really decent squad there. Moyes' substitutions have been questionable, to say the least. The timing of them, the last few games. But you know what? We move on. We're in 14th place, and we got Fulham at the Dixie on Saturday. Like Carl had mentioned there, it's a must-win. We need those 3 points. Let's leave it there. Sunderland won, Everton won. We move on.
Yeah, just the last point that I want to make is, obviously, looking at that team that started, there is some changes that need to happen. So O'Brien, as good as he's been in games, he's not a right back, and we 100% need a right back. He needs to either be put in the centre or just put back on the bench and put Jimmy Garner there. Not his best position, but he's competent there, right back. I'm sure if the team news came through and Tarkowski, whether he's got an injury or not, I don't know. But if O'Brien wasn't playing on Saturday and Garner played at right back, and then Merlin Rowe maybe came into the centre, or Irabunin maybe, I don't know. Merlin Rowe seems to have played well in cameos. Please come on this year. Just a bit of a change around, really. Just try and get something, because I think likes of Keenan Junior, he was awful for the last. He hasn't been great for the last couple of games. He's not to the level of a Jack Harrison that we had last year. He's far above that, but probably by his standards, he isn't playing as well as he probably could. So I think we need to make a few changes in preparation for trying to get some different results to what we've been getting.
Yeah, defo, mate. We'll leave it there, guys. Carl, see us out.
All right. Off that fucking softies!